Okay, we are live and ready to go. It's been a minute since I have done any sort of streaming on this platform. It's kind of nice to be back. Took me a pretty long time to remember how to do all the setup, and I had to get a little bit of help as well. But we're here and we're functional, and I think the audio should be okay. And so yeah, we're gonna jump into it. I am going to be tackling a little self-portrait based on an image that I took where I actually felt like, getting gussied up and putting on makeup and whatnot. So it's a little bit of a glamour shot, which is a little bit fun. But yeah, I have gone back and forth on what medium to use. If I was going to stay in my comfort zone, I probably would stick with something like watercolor. But because this whole challenge is about improvement, I'm gonna see what I can accomplish with acrylic instead. Now, this particular image that I'm doing has some less realistic colors in it, because I have some, I have pink hair and some real shiny lipstick, so that'll be an interesting challenge to try to replicate. I also have broken out some of my better paints, and hopefully they're not expired, but we'll see. Thanks for bearing with me. I'm just trying to get my reference set up the way I'd like it on my computer before I get started. Okay, that'll work. Okay, very good. So let's dig right into it. So again, I mentioned I'm going to be using some nicer paints that I normally dig into, so I'm a little excited to use these. And then I've also got a big thing of this cyan in case I wanted to do a lighter blue. The portrait tutorial I was kind of looking at used a different blue, but I don't have it, so we're gonna stick with this. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find a palette. Okay, we've got our palette. I have one of the messiest palettes in existence. Okay. So I'm going to start off with mixing some skin tone, and I want to start off fairly light and then build up my shadows as I go. Now the reference photo that I have doesn't have super defined shadows, so I'm going to have to really dig in to determine where the light and dark is. And that's something I find with selfies in general, because of the the filters and things that are meant to make us look glamorous. They do tend to wash out some of the details that would make why am I hearing an echo? Some of the details that would make Turn music down 10%. I can do that. 10%. How about that? Let me know if that's an improvement. Okay, so then, but yeah, the way that selfie photography kind of washes out the shadows makes it a little bit harder to use as a reference for art. But I can kind of make it up as I go. I'm about to have a crisis because I can't get this ultramarine blue open though. Ah, got it. It's always a little nerve-wracking to open up paints that you haven't used in a while, because you never know when it's going to wind up being expired. I've actually had that happen to a large amount of paint that I had kind of hoarded and not used for a long time. Maybe like $100 worth, something like that. It was bad. It was very depressing. But it remained as like a motivator for me to not let that happen going forward. And I do think about that a lot, that, you know, paint has an expiration and you gotta use it before it goes bad. I'm playing the ever dangerous game of paint water and not paint water. I do have my paint cup right next to my drink cup. Hopefully I don't make that mistake as usual, but it would not surprise anyone. Sometimes I really forget how crazy pale I am until I go to do a portrait. I'm actually already starting to struggle just a little bit because this paint is much higher quality than I'm used to. So it actually has a lot more pigment and is really nice. It's a little trickier to mix. I don't have to use as much. Actually kind of like that as a good mid. So I'm going to keep this color here and then try to get a lighter version of it over here. I got to go to an art event yesterday. One of my coworkers was doing live painting, and it was super fun. Just really cool art that everybody did, and it was really fun being surrounded by a bunch of creatives. So what I'm going to do, I know I said I'm going to, get out of my comfort zone, but I'm also going to be a little bit in my comfy zone because I'm going to thin this out for my initial blocking the color so that I can kind of, even though it's acrylic, I'm going to kind of treat it a little bit like watercolor. So I want it to stay nice and thin so I can build up my values as I go. I don't want to get too opaque too fast. This is nicer paint than I'm used to using. I really need to remember to dig out the nice art supplies more often. I've noticed that I tend to, if I'm going to paint a self-portrait, I tend to almost always do it from this angle. And I tend to also take photos from this angle as well. I think it's definitely my good side, so to speak. It would be interesting. I think I've only done a couple, like, actual fully finished self-portraits, but it would be fun to kind of see them over time and compare them. I think I still have one from high school, no, maybe like first year of college, 2000-ish, 5-ish, I don't know, but maybe I'll dig that out and do some comparisons. I do actually think I have some from high school too. I really don't get rid of art unless I have to. I'm carrying around drawings forever. I kind of like the accidental variations that I'm getting in the transparency. And it'll be something that'll be kind of fun to work with and build up off of. I almost decided to try to mess with oils again. Maybe I will later on in the challenge. It's something I haven't done in forever. I did a really little like practice piece, maybe like 2020-ish, but it was not much of anything. I am super rusty with oils, and I would love to try it again. I'm actually, one of my goals, if life decides to not be quite as crazy as it's been and settle down, I would really like to get a little garage studio going, and that would make it a lot easier to play with things like oils or other things you really don't want to break out in the 2-bedroom apartment. It was super messy in the beginning. A lot of people talk about like the ugly stages of art. Sometimes I feel like it's the entire experience. It's an ugly stage until it's finished. And then it's just kind of slightly less ugly stage. But it's also about trusting the process and trusting yourself, trusting color, all of that. I wonder if that has to do with why I find art to be so therapeutic, is that it does kind of get me into a mindset where, you know, I am trusting. Like there's something very like safe and reassuring about painting, drawing, etc. It's like I may not know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but I have a, you know, decent-ish idea of what the paint colors are gonna do. I grabbed some of the darker color by accident. I don't want to go in with that yet, although I'm almost out of my lighter color and I don't necessarily want to mix more just for this little bit. Okay. So now I'm kind of looking at my image and identifying where some of the like rosier or pinker parts of the skin are. Ooh, I almost stuck the paintbrush in my drink. I didn't really like how harsh those transitions were, and because this is acrylic, I want to soften them sooner rather than later. I don't really want to let that get too much of a hard edge. There we go. I think my favorite part of the art event last night, because it was a paint battle, so artists were painting up on a stage, and they had 30 minutes to complete a painting. And when the guy started it, one of the times they did it like kind of like a wrestling match. It was really funny. And my favorite takeaway for the evening was him going, "Let's get ready to scumble." It was good. I liked it a lot. It was super nice being surrounded by art nerds. I might be able to participate in the next one. We'll see. I definitely would like to. Oh, 30-minute time limit is pretty gnarly. I am also using nice paper, which helps. I am using one of my favorite brands of paper called Pentalic, and I'm using their nice watercolor sketchbook. I don't use it very often because it's a little spendy, but it's so nice. I should honestly just use what I have and quit saving it for a rainy day and just, have it be, let it rain, let it be rainy now, I don't know. If I seem a bit disjointed, it's because I very much am. But I'm doing my best.
What I did to get this color is I just mixed some of the skin tone with a little bit of Payne's Gray. I feel like this image of me definitely shows off the fact that I was a child in the 90s when everyone plucked their eyebrows to death. And mine are still pretty dead. I'll tell you though, if the whole big bushy brow thing was a thing when I was a kid, I would have been very fashionable because I had big ol' eyebrows before I killed them. I'm trying really hard to resist the urge to go graphical and keep this a painting, but at the same time, I also feel like, especially the way that the eyes are even in the reference photo, it's hard to not have it look graphical because I had basically done eyeliner all the way around my eyes. Yeah, it was super fun at the art event last night. There was one of the painters was dressed up as the Pink Power Ranger, and
another artist brought like their whole airbrush kit, which was crazy. They were very good. Everyone's art was amazing, but like the airbrush guy was absolutely ridiculous. It really makes me want to learn how to do that. That's another thing that I would be able to actually get and learn if I'm able to get a little studio going. I wouldn't have to worry about the fumes being a problem or a bother to my little family. And no, this is not just an excuse to, get more art equipment. Not at all. I'm gonna be accurate and paint my very grown out roots. But that's okay. I feel like when you have funky colored hair, it's not even like, it's just a statement at that point. It's not like, oh no, your roots are grown out. We're gonna be able to tell you're not a natural mauve. I am very upset with my coworkers because no one is watching X-Men 97, so I don't have anybody that I can talk to about it, and it's very, very good. And I know I've been rambling about it on Facebook quite a lot, but I cannot overstate how well they've done, and it makes my little nerd heart very happy. I think the season finale is next Wednesday. Oh my gosh. Very exciting. Like, I've definitely mentioned that, like, it's a good series when someone is still excited to watch it after they kill off your favorite character. It was done so well. Like, the whole thing has just been done so well. I've been really liking a lot of the stuff coming out of the Marvel animation team. Like, the Spider-Verse movies are stellar, and the that little series, the kid series, Moon Girl and Devil Dino, that's also really quite good. Where else have I got shadows? This kind of goes in a little more, but not too much more. Yeah, that's the problem with using Facebook photography for a reference, is there's really not a whole lot of shadow. I need to, like, hire a photographer to take my picture one day. I would love, love, love to get a picture of my family professionally done. Oh my gosh. That's something we don't really have. I have one picture of us that isn't crazy pixelated. It's all three of us, but otherwise, it's mostly just many, many pictures of the little. Which I'm not complaining, she's fantastic, but it would be nice to have a family photo done. But also it would be nice to have good photos for reference and painting and everything. I know people both states away and locally that do photography. I just need to see about getting in contact with them. That was another fun thing they were doing, was someone was doing Polaroids at the event. I wonder why art folks gravitate to Polaroids so much, but I am not an outlier. I also really like Polaroid photography. It's very fun. I'm really trying to take my time and not be impatient with this one. And that's a little difficult. When I start to get impatient, I feel is when I really fall back on, graphical stuff, which I don't think is bad per se, but it maybe keeps me stuck in a style and would probably prevent me from, maybe growing as much as I could. I think we're a little bit maybe out of an ugly stage. Like it's looking a little bit more presentable. It's still pretty dull. And I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna resolve that. But we'll see. I'm hoping that when I build up a little bit more on top, a little bit more lights and shadows, that it will be a little less dull. And I definitely need to figure out how I'm gonna do the crazy bright colors of the lipstick and the hair. And that should definitely jazz it up a bit. Very, very close. I feel like I should see about having an asset made that's a paint water dip counter. I am actively trying not to. I don't think I did it once on stream. Or get your hand in the paint counter. That one I'd probably have a lot higher count. Do I have a rag? No, I don't. Sitting here wondering how mad my partner would be if I use a sock to wipe the paint off my hand. Hey, it has a hole in it, so we're just gonna call this a paint rag now. Cool. I like it when things work out. I don't know about anybody else, but I tend to get bored with big flat areas of color like the shirt. Alright. So now I have to think about what kind of color I want to do for the background. Maybe I don't want to do that yet. I always think that starting in on the shadows is one of the scarier parts, even though it does typically really help bring an image together. It's still nerve-wracking, in my opinion. You think so? Thank you. I'm excited about it. Acrylic definitely behaves a lot differently from watercolor or anything else. This is, I think, my first time trying a portrait in acrylic that's not fluid acrylic. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. Thank you. I appreciate your comment. Alright, I think I need to quit working on the skin and get some of my other colors in, because I think it'll be a bit easier to work on and read correctly if I get some of the surrounding colors around it. Let's see. I'm wondering how I'm gonna go about achieving this very synthetic hair look. I think I'll just do this like natural pink to block it out and lay it out, and then I'll worry about maybe grabbing some of my other paints that are a bit more vibrant and a little less, realistic pigments to do the hair and the shine on the lips, because that's kind of what I did with the lips, is I just threw down a natural pink and I will address that closer to the end of the painting. Not only because I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna do it yet, but also because I think it'll be something that will kind of really bring the painting together at the end, and that'll be fun to kind of save the best for last kind of thing. Yeah, it's really interesting to kind of see how having the pink next to the skin tone really like changes the way it reads. There's a person I just started following on Instagram that does a lot of kind of deep dives into color mixing, and I've been really enjoying it. Not to say that I've, really garnered that much knowledge yet from it, but it definitely makes me think about stuff more. I'm definitely painting myself prettier than I actually am, but I reserve the right to do that. If I can't be this pretty in real life, I can at least be this pretty in my paintings, damn it. throwing that pink down in the hair is definitely helping me like my work in the face a lot more than I did. I was starting to doubt myself looking at it by itself, and I understand that's why most artists like to throw down some sort of color, some sort of mid-tone, and not work against white. I see the merit in it, I just haven't developed that habit, that practice. It's funny, I really want to paint the eyes pink, even though it is very much not the color of my eyes. I used to have pink contacts, they were very fun. Even though this is just kind of a placeholder color, I kind of like this coral pink. Kind of makes me want to dye my hair this color intentionally. Though I am probably not going to be able to do a refresh on my hair anytime in the foreseeable future, and that's okay. Doesn't have to be exact, you can embellish stuff. Yeah, I know, trust me. As an artiste, I know. I do very much like to embellish things. Like, I think I'm gonna do my rule-breaking background that I love to do, that is basically the big no-no in art school, but I like it, so I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm probably gonna do a black background, or at least Payne's gray. So I really like the contrast of a dark background and bright colors. not black, because this is like the lighter, like kind of a brown gray. And I think if I did black, like a Mars black or bone black or something, it'd be too much contrast, and I think it would make this look really washed out. But a Payne's gray might work. I'm really grumpy that I'm out of my fluid acrylic Payne's gray. It's like one of my favorite colors and one of my favorite. Like, I've gone through quite a few tubes of it, but it's expensive and I cannot afford another tube right now. Well, it's not a tube, it's like a bottle. But either way, it's been an interesting experience having to cope without having it when it's something that I use so much. But having to figure out different colors and different options, I'm sure it's helping me grow. Alright, I need to not get bogged down in the hair, because I'm not working on this yet. I'm just blocking it out. Painting hair is my favorite thing to do, and it's very easy to get distracted by it. That's very fun. So if I really wanted to go funky with the eyes, I could always do my Fine Tech gold. Would also be fun looking. I have to remember to have fun. Like, this is practice, and this is work, and this is, you know, study, but it's also fun. It's gotta be fun. Okay. Don't hate it. Well, that does definitely make my skin look a bit darker than it ought to. So I'll have to kind of lighten that back up. But let me throw a dark background on there and see if maybe that helps. I'm really digging the hand flute. That's very fun. Well, it's getting to be about Renaissance fair time. I have to see if I'll get a chance to drag the little out to one of the fairs we have out here. She's a little less itty bitty, so she might be able to enjoy it. I'll have to decide what kind of outfit to do for her. We definitely think if she had a class, it would be Barbarian. Because she is not delicate at all. She's very, very tough, very spicy. And I like that very much about her. But, maybe something cute for her first visit. Like maybe a little, like, mushroom like creature or something. Paper's definitely getting a little grumpy. I just want to try to not hit the pages behind it so that I don't have to work around that on the other pieces that I do. I'm going to try to primarily complete this challenge with traditional media. There's a couple I'll probably be making the switch to digital, but I do prefer physical media. Overall, but that could definitely be a part of the improvement challenge, is that my digital art is not as strong as my physical work. Least favorite thing ever. When the hand just decides to not do what you tell it to. Usually means that I should probably consider taking a break. But I'm not really feeling that right now. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't decide to go with a bone black or a Mars black or anything, because even this Payne's gray is a little dark. But I still like it. Though honestly, I probably am going to have to take a break to let this dry a little bit, because the paper being all buckly and grumpy will make this harder. You know, I've thought a lot about possibly making some type of memoir, like an illustrated or graphic novel type memoir. But I found myself getting caught up a lot on, like, what would the title be? Like, what would I call it? And I've had a couple different ideas, but none that I was, like, super into. But as I was working on this, thinking about a lot of the stuff going on in my life now and in the past, I think I could probably title it Day Late and Dollar Short and be pretty damn accurate. Okay. I don't hate it. Just gonna touch this here just to get rid of that stark white. Okay. Alright, that's a good pausing point for now. Wait, no. I want to get rid of that little spot too. There. Okay. It's very on brand for me. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna take a break 4 hours later. Okay, no, for real. I'm gonna take a break. I've been sitting here for how long? An hour and 38 minutes. It's actually not bad for that. Still a bit of a ways to go on this one, but we've got a lot of the flats down, and definitely need to do some reworking of the skin. But I think maybe getting the eyes in, getting all of the white kind of covered up first, and then I can start touching up and doing some details in the skin, the eyes, the hair, etc. So that's it for now. I will be back probably maybe an hour or so. We'll see. We'll see how life works. But that is the goal, to be back in a bit. Thanks so much for coming by, checking it out, taking a look, and we'll see you next time.